get started. This is for Patrick and Steven, and how to make a legitimate Pokemon in a total cheatery way. So, I have 3 different Pokemon because they all are set up a little bit differently. The first one is going to be just our regular Pokemon, Togekiss. It's a pretty good special attack normal Pokemon. So let's start with the normal first. And we got PokeGen out, and, you know, updates are good. Anyway, let's go ahead, and the first thing we do is just select the, all the basic information. You guys are pretty familiar with this stuff. We want to pick what nature it has. I'm on Smogon, so let's go down and just pick the first thing I see. So Paraflinch is here as a moveset. It's got Serene Grace as its ability, so let's go ahead and select that. I usually just type it in. And you have to number it the same number as the as it's set up on Smogon, or it's going to recognize it as hacked. Let's make it a really happy Togekiss. So 255. Now here it recommends calm nature, so why not set that? You need to set an origin. So since this is from, let's say it's from White 2, Pokerus, it's an option. I usually set it up to 5 with a 0, so it's been cured of Pokerus, so the EV training looks more legit. As far as nickname goes, if you have a name or don't, in either case you need a Trash Bite tag. Now Trash Bites are usually, they just start with 4 Fs, and then there's a string of zeros, and then it ends with F. So I usually just punch in a bunch of zeros like I did, and then erase the last 4 and replace them with Fs. Now here we're going to have it be a level 100, just because. We're going to go to Met. So for your general Pokemon, we're going to pick Daycare Couple and a Pokeball, level 1. Not level 2 for some reason, it's defaulted there. Now Encounter has to be changed to Egg, Palpar, Honey Tree, all that gobbledygook, because that removes the encounter from Gen 5. It's really important to not have that. And, this location, as long as it's a location in the game and not somewhere else, because they do have locations that aren't in the game, you have to watch for that. I usually pick Route 3, doesn't really matter. Now, let's go ahead and have a look here. Now, IVs are kind of like a secret number thing that really helps boost your stats, whereas the EV are the ones that most people actually end up adjusting. But, it's really up to you on what you do. I usually like to push this number to 510. It turns off a minor warning. And then every number that I put EVs on, I like to put 31 next to, because that's as high as the IV goes. And then I like to assign pretty much random numbers anywhere in between. So it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be using hidden power. If I did, I'd be much more specific here. Okay, so let's do attacks. Let's just do Body Slam, Air Slash, Roost, great move, and Aura Sphere. And I make sure to add as many PP ups as possible, just so when you're in those really long games, you have the moves that you need. This last bit of info is really complicated if you're using your own stuff, so generally I just recommend use mine for now. So, these are my numbers, and this will only work for Gen 5. If you try to do it on Gen 4, it's going to mess you up. And then as far as markers go, I just like to add a little star, nothing big. Let's go ahead, save the Pokemon, Togekiss. Go to Pokecheck, and I'm going to drop down to manage my Pokemon. Hopefully you've already signed up. I know Patrick has, I don't know if Steven has or not. But let's go ahead and add Togekiss. And I'm pretty sure it's a Gen 5 Pokemon. It'll give me a notice if I did it wrong. Okay, and let's have a look, see how legit it is. Show legality analysis. And apparently my first move's hacked. That's good to know. I didn't even know. Let's go in and see what happened here. Let's just make this Thunder Wave, which was the other option. And save from tab. Togekiss. And sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Okay. Oh, forgot. Oh, I already deleted it. Good job, me. La 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 la. Add and Togekiss again. Import Gen 5 Pokemon. Okay. Now let's see how it went this time. Oh, see, 100% legit. Everything's green. If you see something yellow, you might want to change it. If you really want, it's not that big a deal. So the next Pokemon we're going to do is actually going to be Vulpix, which has a great little dream ability. Dreamworld ability, Drought. And so that's really good for setting up a lot of different things. It has the Chlorophyll ability for grass Pokemon. It sets up Solar Beams really fast. Fire attack moves are boosted. All that gobbledygook. And it's just nice to have a good starter. Plus, it's a cutie. So let's go ahead, go down here, look at Smogon. Smogon doesn't have anything for Vulpix. So I'm going to have to go to Bulbapedia here. Let's go ahead. Vulpix. So it's got Drought, but just in case someone else has like a counter attack for that, I'm going to go ahead and counter that by adding probably Sunny Day, some other stuff. So let's go ahead and get it set up. Let's pick a Modest nature because, like it says right here, Modest increases special attack and subtracts attack. Now for Met, we've got to adjust it, so it's going to be in the entry forest with Dream Ball. Has to be those or it will not work. Double check the egg thing is not checked. And then let's go ahead and look down at its stats, find what on earth we want to do here. Stats. So, in honesty, stats suck. Let's go with speed and attack. So speed, attack, maybe a little HP for the fun of it. So let's put 6 on HP, speed, and regular attack. So here we are, 252. And usually what I do is every number I add something to, I will multiply by umpteen million. Okay, so the first thing it's going to have is Sunny Day, and then probably one attack, so Flamethrower. Let's also go down here and see what else we can find. Roar is a really good move for a Pokemon that is for stalling, so we don't really care about that. You know, there aren't too many things I really care about here. Let's do Will-O-Wisp, because adding those effects are really helpful. And then, not Hidden Power. Let's see what we can do. Confuse Ray. Ooh, that'll be fun. And mostly a pain in the butt to anyone who has to fight it. Nothing quite as annoying as being confused all the time. Okay, so when you make a Dreamworld ability, it has to have that extra bites option, and make sure it is not shiny. If we're making it shiny, it needs a different setup, and we can talk about that if you really, really care. The only other option that's a problem is if you are adding breeding egg moves, then you'd also want to do the next step, which we'll give a try. In honesty, all you have to do is change the Met conditions. Pretty easy to do. But let's go ahead, add Vulpix, and see how it did. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Wow, look at Vulpix. It's a cutie pie. Okay. See, everything is good. Now see that yellow, or orange, whatever color. It says it's most likely edited. Technically, you can adjust that by randomizing the IVs a little bit more, but I don't really care. So let's go ahead and add the 2 Pokemon that were successful. You didn't get to see it, but I totally failed miserably on a Suicune. Okay, so all you have to do is select both of them and go ahead and queue selected Pokemon for download on the GTS. Now it says, hey, you need to do this. Say okay. Okay, now it gets fun. Let's go ahead and go to the DS. Alright, so here we are at the DS. let's go ahead and go into those system settings. Now I'm pretty sure you guys already knew this, but you just go into connection settings. I'm going to edit my connection, which is my only connection. And you set DNS to no and detailed setup. For both of us right now, it's this DNS code. To edit, it's pretty easy. You just go in, erase, blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to hit OK, save. I don't usually run that test, just because I actually don't even know if it works. Anyway, do you like my eyebrows in the reflection? I can only move this eyebrow over here. Anyway, let's go ahead, start the game up, and get those 2 queued Pokemon in one go. Yeah, pretty fancy. Tra-la-la. Let's turn up the volume to enjoy ourselves. Yeah, my screen's gross. Yeah, sure. Oh, the autumnal season. Oh, okay. So here we are, GTS. A little trick most people don't know about. Let's go to global trade, and I'll show you how to do more than one trade at a time. I'll have to save the game? Sure. I don't know why they make you save every single time. Oh well. Yes, you need to connect. This moment can usually take a while because you are going through their DNS IP, but don't stress out if it's longer than mine. That's pretty much all I was saying. So you guys have done this already before, and you can't read what's down there, but it says checking GTS status. Can you see that? No, it just gets worse. See all the weird things in the reflection. Ah, Pokemon number 1! Vulpix! Vulpix was found. I don't know why you can't read that. I need to work on this. Okay, now here comes the bonus. So if you go down to Seek Pokemon, and then just go ahead and select anything. Let's pick Obama Snow, President Obama Snow. And you search, it's going to say that it fails, connection's been lost, and so you're like, you have to go back. But if you just say yes, trying to reconnect, you're going to do exactly what you did before and get your second Pokemon in the queue. And you can do that technically for as many as you want. The most I've ever done it for 6, but, you know, neither here nor there. And your character's got to barf by now. Thinking about GTS stuff. This should be Togekiss. And it is! Now, if you go in before you should, a lot of times you can see the wrong Pokemon appear. If you don't have a party that's full, you'll also see random Pokemon appear. Like, I've gotten some really random crud because I didn't know that. So, I mean, I got a Palkia and a Magcargo snail thing. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty neat, huh? So I'm gonna save. And, yeah, that's it. Enjoy. Make more Pokemon so we can battle. The end.